Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. This morning I'm out in my cucumbers here because I think I have enough to get my first batch of fermented pickles for the year. So come on in here and have a look at these cucumbers because I think it's time to get picking. Yeah, if you turn your back on these things for a day, they just take off. So let's have a look. I believe I have 6 varieties of cucumbers growing here, and I just have them growing up. It's kind of hard to see them now, but these are just little frames. You can actually buy them to build like a square kind of cage for your plants, and I have them out worked around so they're in a zigzag pattern, and I have the cucumbers growing vertically up the cage. And if you have a keen eye, you will see I have cucumbers hanging in there. So obviously, with the way the sun shines, these ones down here are getting a little less light and they're growing a little less prolifically, but overall they're doing quite well. So let's get in here. Might give you a better view. I do need to do some pruning in here anyways, so let's get a few of these guys out of the way. I try to take my cucumber plants and keep them to 1 or 2 vines. So I don't know, well, you can see right here, this is 1 vine, but it's going down. So I need to come in and actually get it going upwards on this trellis here. But let's get some of the leaves out of the way. I prune these like my staking tomatoes, and I haven't been in here in a while, so they need a little pruning to get the leaves up off the bottom of the plants. So you can see right here, this is the main vine coming up here, and I have this other one starting off the side here, so I'm just gonna, I need to sharpen my snips. Okay, so there, now you can see in there. So I have a couple look like they maybe didn't get pollinated, probably just gonna fall off. I have lots that are coming in here. So it looks like this is Corentine right here. So this whole triangle should be Corentine up to this plant here, which is a Patio Snacker. But it didn't actually have anything on it, I just strung it up there. There's another one that comes across here. That's a Corentine. So it looks like most of what I have right here is Corentine. So let's see, I'd like to get at least a pound to get at least a quart jar. They're nice little cucumbers, a nice size for making pickles. And I find with cucumbers, if you just keep picking them, they just keep producing as long as conditions are right. If you stop picking them, they kind of slow down. I tie them on with these little Velcro ties, and after they've been up there for a couple days, they don't really need it anymore, but I'll use this tie that just fell off for this vine that I tried to redirect here. So let's move down and see what else we have in here. Well, there's my Corentines. Nice pickle, nice cucumbers there. So these are my Patio Snackers. So let's see, I have been eating off of these plants. I've been using them actually for juicing. And they produce nice pickles. They produce nice cucumbers. You can pick them much smaller, and they're nice. The nice cucumber, even just small for fresh eating. But these are a smaller plant generally, so you can grow them like in a pot or something. So I'm just gonna, while I'm in here, get some of these leaves out of the way. And you can see again here, there's a single vine going up and there's another one coming off here. There's one starting right here, but it has a cucumber trying to grow on it, so I'll let it go for now. But I find getting some of these lower leaves out of the way helps with pollination when I'm growing them so close together like this. I think the pollinators can find their way into the flowers better. And once you get a few big leaves on the plants, you need to leave them till they start getting some big leaves because that helps them grow and really take off. But once they have lots of big leaves like this, you don't need to leave them all on there. And this will allow some airflow so the plants don't get sick. There's more room in there. More light getting through. I'll maybe take this one. Looks pretty good. So I just got one Patio Snacker out of there. It's a nice looking cucumber though. Let me slide you down a bit more. So I just got one gherkin out of there. But there's lots and lots and lots coming on, so in a couple of days I'll have to be out here picking those. And then down here is my Babylon, and they're obviously getting a lot less light. This is towards the north end of the bed, but there are some back in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 I can see at least back there, so I'll just trim these up and I'll probably be in here in a couple of days again getting those. And then back here is an Armenian, which is technically a melon. And this is my first year growing it. I didn't give it the best situation here, but it's way back here in the shadows. But it's supposed to be good you can pick it kind of cucumber size. It's a long melon. And when it's small, and then if you leave it to grow, I guess it's more of a melon, but I have this bed pretty full and they're struggling for light here, so. And it looks like I have, it is an Armenian. So I have one that's growing way up, looking for light there. Well, that's not a bad little mid-July harvest. I got 2, 4, 6, 8 Corentine that are nice sized cucumbers, and Patio Snacker. And I've actually had, I don't know, probably 10 or so of these already. Like I said, I've been using them for my lunches and things. And a little gherkin, so. It's a nice little harvest, and that should be enough to get me my first batch of fermented pickles. So I'm really happy with that. I realized today it's July 17th, and here in Saskatchewan, Canada, that means that we are halfway through our frost-free season. So we have 110 days on average of frost-free days here, and we're at about 55 now. So yeah, we're about halfway through. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.